Hello everybody, I'm Lady Sullivan and welcome to my realm of purpose. Hop in your Aravels and saddle up your Halla because today we are talking about Ghilan'nain. Ghilan'nain is one of 4 female deities in the 8, maybe 9-membered elven pantheon. 11 if you count the primeval deities, but the elves don't count them, so we won't. She is associated with navigation and physical journeys, and to a lesser degree hunting animals in feminine beauty and grace. Most notable about Ghilan'nain is her title as Mother of the Halla. She is represented by these graceful white deer you see throughout the series, whether it be the living creatures themselves or statues. It's always associated with this goddess. I'll touch on the importance of these creatures at a later point. Ghilan'nain is known by several names and titles. Mother of the Halla, the First Halla, Goddess of Guides and Navigation, Youngest of the Gods, Huntress of the People, the Chosen of Andruil. And while it's not necessarily a canon title, I have seen people in the fandom refer to her as the Mother of Monsters, and I really like that. In regards to her name, Ghilan'nain, we can actually pull some meaning from it. Not much, but there are translations from these words. The latter half of her name, Nan, has no translation or associated words in Elven, but Ghilan'nain does. Several, actually. Ghilan'nain, meaning guidance or to guide. Ghilan'nain, meaning path or journey. Gilas, meaning to go or move, very loosely. Hanal Ghilan'nain, meaning the Pathfinder. This last one will sound familiar to all you lore seekers out there. Gil, as in Gilderfallen, which means loosely a guide to or of knowledge, or learning or education. I'm fairly certain it means teacher, archivist, or librarian, something to do with imparting knowledge. With all that in mind, Ghilan'nain, the guide of, the path to or of, who knows? This last thing probably means nothing, but Nan is the name of a city in the Christian Bible where Jesus raised a widow's son from the dead. So maybe guide to rebirth, resurrection, repurpose? I don't actually know, but that's kind of interesting. There's also a slight similarity between the names Ghilan'nain and Elgrennan. Elgrennan being the Allfather, the head of the pantheon. Nan and Nan. Perhaps the word is similar, or even the same, but the introduction of an I makes it feminine somehow? Perhaps one day we will get an answer. An essential thing to know about Ghilan'nain is that she wasn't always a god. She was a mortal elf until she gained the attention of the gods and was granted godhood for her skill and devotion. She and her Halla represent the strife that the elves have suffered, as well as their endurance over hardship. To move swiftly and with dignity and with grace, she is this hope for the elves to maintain a connection with their gods, their ancestors, their culture, their very sense of pride as a culture, as a people, with a very long-standing history, a very rich history. To look at Ghilan'nain from the perspective of, let's say, a Dalish elf, because they're the ones still believing in these deities. Ghilan'nain, especially her Halla, these beautiful creatures that are so integral to Dalish culture. All that she encompasses is this sense of pride in the people. They can say, we still have this. We still have our dignity. This is what we are represented by, these Halla, this deity. What I want to highlight with Ghilan'nain above all else is that she represents this hope that the gods can and do look on the people favourably and care for them, insofar as to see at least one of them as an equal. And as we all know, if one can do it, why can't another? That is what Ghilan'nain is to the elves. To the Dalish elves at least. She's the closest connection that the elves have to a higher power, if that makes sense. On top of all that, there's a lot of dark secrets surrounding this goddess, when you dig a little bit deeper, of course.